What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the one and only Bacon's Drinks channel here on YouTube. And guys, the cocktail we're doing today is called the Lynchburg Lemonade. And the Lynchburg part of its name is named after Lynchburg, Tennessee, which is home to one of the most iconic and oldest operating distilleries in America, the Jack Daniels Distillery. And of course, the spirit we're going to be using in today's cocktail is Jack Daniels. Funny story about me is that Jack Daniels was actually the first whiskey that I ever purchased, and I believe it was the first whiskey that I had ever tasted. I've also come to find out that Jack Daniels is just one of those spirits that people either love or hate, and that's probably due to its very distinct aroma and very distinct flavor profile. Some people just aren't a big fan, but I actually really like Jack Daniels, and if you like Jack Daniels, you will love this cocktail. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to making the drink. All right, guys, so we're going to build most of the cocktail in a shaker tin today. And then we're going to start with 1 ounce of sweet and sour. I actually made this sweet and sour myself. The book actually calls for a bottled sweet and sour, so you can of course use bottled. I didn't have any bottled on hand, so I wasn't going to go out and buy a bottle just specifically for this cocktail because I never use, really bottled ingredients, or at least bottled sweet and sour. So I almost always make my own. And if you're curious about the recipe for this, be sure to peek the description. I will have the whole cocktail recipe in there as well. And it's basically 1 part fresh squeezed lemon juice, 1 part fresh squeezed lime juice, and 1 part simple syrup. All right, perfect. All right, guys, next the book calls for 1 part of triple sec. I don't have triple sec on hand, and I'm going to use Cointreau today. Triple sec is an orange liqueur, and Cointreau is something you can often use as a substitute. So once again, we're going to do 1 ounce of this today. All right, perfect. All right, guys, and last but not least, we're going to pour our Jack Daniels. The original recipe does call for the original Jack Daniels No. 7 whiskey. I've opted to use Jack Daniels Bonded today because it has a little bit of an extra kick. Regular Jack Daniels is 80 proof. This is 100 proof. This also has kind of bigger and bolder flavors with extra notes of caramel and spice that I really enjoy. I highly recommend you guys try out the Jack Daniels Bonded. Jack Daniels Triple Mash is also very good. And we're going to be doing 3/4 of an ounce of this today. The original recipe calls for 1 ounce of the Jack Daniels 80 proof. Since this is higher proof, I figure I'll dial it down just a little bit to 3/4 of an ounce. All right, perfect. All right, guys, that's actually it for the body of the cocktail. Let's go ahead and add our ice. So the book is unfortunately vague on what type of ice they use. I like to use crushed ice or pebble ice for this cocktail because it really brings down the temperature very quickly and makes it taste really fresh. You can use cubed ice more often than not. When you go to Tennessee or you go to Nashville, you go to a lot of bars there. This is actually a pretty popular cocktail they serve in those bars. More often than not, of course, they will use cubed ice. But I particularly like crushed ice in this cocktail. I've workshopped it many times, and just to me, this is the best way to make it. So we're going to do 3 heaping scoops of Sonic Pebble Ice and or crushed ice into the cocktail so we can really bring down that temperature. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put a seal in our tin and go ahead and get our 12-ounce Collins glass ready. Let's go ahead and give it a light whip shake. We don't want to dilute too much because we're going to be adding Sprite to it later. Just get it to where there's a little bit of dilution and to really bring down that temperature. All right, that should be good. All right, guys, now I'm gonna pour unrestrained right into the glass. All right, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna quickly add crushed ice to the rest of the cocktail. We're just gonna top this baby up. All right, just like that. And next, the book calls for 4 parts or 4 ounces of lemon lime soda. I'm just using regular Sprite today. You can use whatever lemon lime soda you wish. And I'm just simply gonna top it up. I would say that was maybe only 1 ounce or 2 ounces right there. The ice will melt a little bit, and you don't want that Sprite to layer on the top. What I'm gonna do is take my bar spoon and just kind of agitate the drink and give it just a light stir, just like that. Just so the ingredients can kind of meld together and make sure we're not just tasting Sprite on the first sip. All right, guys, we're almost done. Last but not least, let's get to our garnish. All right, guys, so the book calls for a simple garnish of lemon wedges and cherries. I'm just gonna do a lemon wheel over the side of the drink, just like this. And then next, I'm gonna do a stemmed cocktail cherry, just right over the top, just like that. And that's it, guys, the Lynchburg Lemonade. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. All right, guys, so I got my bamboo straw here. I'm going to insert it down into the drink just like that, and let's see what we got. That's actually not bad. It's actually very refreshing. It does remind me of going out in Nashville, though. This is definitely more of kind of like a honky-tonk nightlife type cocktail. It is delicious, it is refreshing, but maybe it's just the Jack Daniels taste in it that kind of reminds me of that. It actually is one of, if not my favorite Jack Daniels cocktail. It probably is my favorite Jack Daniels cocktail besides Jack and Coke, of course, which we could definitely argue doesn't fit the classical or classic definition of a cocktail, right? I've been to several, restaurants and bars that have served Jack Daniels cocktails, and they just don't seem to work. And I think they don't work because Jack Daniels just has a very, once again, very robust and very overpowering flavor. It doesn't play well with others as far as ingredients are concerned. It is a flavor bully, as Toby Maloney likes to say. It's about anything you put Jack Daniels in, you're going to taste almost just Jack Daniels. But in this cocktail, it's actually pretty delicious. And good news is, it's actually really simple to make. All these ingredients are stuff that you guys can get at home. I know we make a lot of drinks with exotic rums and liqueurs and stuff on this channel. But this one is something you can easily make. With that being said, guys, that's it for today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you could, please leave a comment. That really helps get the algorithm going. If you have any feedback or if you have any questions about the ingredients, just put in the comments to let me know. Also remember, we're making a big push to get to 1,000 subs. Hopefully by the end of this month. We're almost to 700 right now. So if you could, please hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Once again, guys, thank you so much for everything. My name is Patrick Bacon, and I will see you guys next time.
You don't look like much to me.
Opinions vary.